We had a feeling that some of those arms in the bullpen would be an issue this season, and that is already the case. One game in. And like I said, I understand it's the first game for everybody, but a couple of those guys, the ones that you put in the highest of high leverage situations, they are the ones that look like they did for either all of or at least some of 2024. I'm not really here to attack Dennis Santana or Ryan Borucki or Caleb Ferguson, because beyond 2 walks from Santana and a passed ball courtesy of Joey Bart, those guys were pretty clean in the job they did. But it felt like, and maybe it's just me, and Austin can correct me if I'm wrong, or one of you out there can correct me if I'm wrong at 412-928-9370. It felt like I was watching the same Colin Holderman from July and August, and it felt like I was watching the same David Bednar from 2024. I'm not saying that these guys can't come back and shove tonight if the Pirates are in the same situation. Maybe it's another multi-run lead, and there's an opportunity for Colin Holderman to enter the 8th inning, David Bednar in the 9th inning, and maybe those guys hold it down. Maybe it's 6 up and 6 down in their 2 innings of work. It could be that case. But what we saw yesterday was a scary sight. I thought it was a bit alarming. Holderman fell apart with 2 outs in the 8th, trying to hold a 2-run lead. And then David Bednar didn't even record an out in the 9th inning. And I will get to the fielding mistakes, don't worry. Right now we are focused on the guys that were on the mound. I'm getting a bit tired of hearing, well, he threw great pitches. Don't blame him. Don't blame them. In Bednar's case, he immediately got taken to the wall when Nick Fortes blasted it to right center. And again, I will get to the fielding in a bit, but it doesn't take away from the fact that the ball was taken nearly 400 feet. So maybe it was a good pitch. I don't know. Apparently it wasn't all that great to Nick Fortes, who had no problem taking it to the base of the right center field wall. I'm not a Major League Baseball player. Then Xavier Edwards was intentionally walked. And then the next batter was Kyle Stowers, and he hit the ball so hard it looked like it was shot out of a friggin' cannon. That looked like any of the hard-hit baseballs that we see from O'Neal Cruz or Ellie De La Cruz or really anybody in baseball. That ball was an absolute laser down the right field line. And yeah, I know it was barely fair. Well, the ball was still absolutely tattooed. But, it was a great pitch. Don't fault David. I'm probably not the first person to bring this up, but I feel like the conversation around David Bednar, who I think as a guy, I think he's a hell of a guy. That is separate from how things are going on the baseball field. The conversations would be a little bit different if he was from Missouri and not Mars.